sitting in front of my laptop, about to press enter. And once I do, two things are going to happen. One, a new web page is going to go up on my website. And two, Facebook is about to make some real money from my ads. Enter. Mr. Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, knowing your niche is probably one of those underrated topics that not just marketers focus on, but all of us have. Whether you're writing a speech for Toastmasters, starting a business around something you're passionate about, or wanting to write that book that's always been in your head, understanding who you're doing it for is almost as important as actually doing the work. Now, I don't have a whole 30-minute lecture to go into exactly how do you find your niche, but I do have 3 amazing steps that I'm going to share with you today. Through these 3 steps, you're going to gain clarity on what it is you have to do to actually understand your niche, which is number 1. Number 2, actually put in the market research to validate. And 3, test, test, test. Now, I told you a story a couple seconds ago about me pressing enter, right? I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on Facebook ads to make 0 sales. That's right, after pressing enter, days turned into weeks, turned into months, and I made nothing from that investment because it didn't know who I was marketing to. I thought everyone can need social media help, right? The small business owners, the bakery, the author, the stay-at-home mom. So my ads weren't targeted. My messages didn't resonate. So instead of you having to spend thousands of dollars on Facebook, which, listen, no one wants to get Facebook money, right? I'm going to walk through what you have to do. So 1, I didn't understand who I was marketing to. In marketing, we call it an ICP, an ideal customer persona. What that really entails, it's a non-fictional caricature of who it is we're marketing to. Let me play back a scenario. How would you convince a kid to eat broccoli? Now, would that same message work for an adult? Well, for me it would, for sure, because I'm basically a child. But in reality, those are 2 different audiences. What's very important to a 12-year-old boy in Minnesota is completely different from a CFO that runs a Fortune 1000 company. Though they might share similar aspects, like me liking cartoons, what matters in their life is completely different. So the first step to identifying your ICP is ask questions that gain clarity on what motivates them to do the things that they do. For instance, why do you wake up in the morning? What are your goals? What's the next 5 and 10 years look like if this problem is still relevant? These are 3 simple questions to help you get started. 1, what's this person's name? Most people think of an ICP as a fake person, but we want to make this as real as possible. Let's give this ICP, in this case Nico, a name. 2, what motivates them? Is it money? Is it freedom? Is it success? Is it health? Whatever that is, we want to write that down. And number 3, which will lead into my next one, how can you reach them? Bless you. Do they spend some time on Facebook? Do they listen to the radio? Are they on LinkedIn? This will gain clarity for the number 2 section that most people forget about. Actually doing the market research. When I pressed enter and my ads started running on Facebook, I was marketing to a completely different crowd that I wanted to reach. I wanted to reach small businesses, which were on Facebook. I forgot to target well on the platform, which meant that I was spending money to college kids. And we all know that college kids have a lot of money, right? No wonder I was wasting my hard-earned dollars trying to reach someone that would never buy from me. It's because I didn't understand and do the market research. Once you understand your ICP, in this case, Nico, you want to go to where they live and ask them questions. If they're on Twitter, go to Twitter. Find people who look like me or your target audience and ask them questions. If you have to pay, that's okay. There are websites like Upwork.com, people per hour that you can spend dollars asking them questions and they'll tell you their answer. You want to get this feedback because that'll influence your next point. We know who we're marketing to. We've done the market research. And now it's something that I never did. When I pressed enter, I ran a nice smiling picture of me looking successful. Not next to a Lamborghini or a fancy house, but me smiling in a nice suit and tie, which I'm not wearing today. That's the only picture I ran. My ICP didn't like that because I didn't test. Whenever you're marketing to anyone, whether it's pictures, text, videos, we have to test. Without testing, you won't know what will make them tick. For me, I love podcasts. I love listening to successful people telling me how to be successful. However, on the same note, I don't really read the New York Times. If you advertise to me and want me to do something, you should go on a podcast and advertise there rather than in the New York Times. We know who we're marketing to. We've asked market research questions, and we've tested. Now, in a couple of seconds, I'm going to have a Q&A, and we can dig more into what specifically you can do. But understanding these 3 points will not just save you time, energy, but ultimately money. So whether you are writing that book, preparing for that next speech, or wanting to launch that dream business, you're going to have to understand who you are marketing to.